So again, okay, so we end up here. So dito na tayo ngayon sa Rule 110 kanina, yung prosecution of offense. We will continue pa rin ang ating discussion. So in the prosecution of offense class, so meron tayong tinatawag na duplicity of offense rule. Okay, so the duplicity of offense rule. So meaning class, only one offense should be charges in one complaint or information class. Yan yung tinatawag natin na duplicity of offense rule. Kapag halimbawa, sa isang complaint or isang information, dalawa or tatlo ang nalagay dyan na crimes or na offense na nakomit mo, so pwede niya ma-quash or that is quashable or pwede niya ma-dismiss class. Okay? Ma-stop or ma-dismiss. But of course, there is an exemption to that rule. Ang exemption to that is kapag it is a complex crime. So, ibig sabihin, when the laws or when the law prescribing a single punishment, sorry, for various crimes. Yun ang tinatawag natin na exemption. Again, so under the duplicity of offense rule, tandaan niyo only one offense should be charges or should be charged in one information or complaint. That is the general. Kasi kapag dalawa yan or tatlo ang nalagay dyan, of course, that is quashable. So dapat every offense or every crime class separate yung tinatawag natin na complaint or information na ipa-file unless it is a what we call a complex crime. Kapag complex crime, of course, hindi mo naman yan pwedeng hindi mo na pwedeng i-separate yan kasi 'di ba? Yan yung tinatawag natin na complex crime. Dalawa yan. So again, tandaan niyo, so general rule only one offense or one crime should be charged in one information or complaint. Kasi kapag hindi nasunod yan, pwedeng i-quash yan or pwedeng i-motion to dismiss mo ang kaso. Okay, wait lang. Okay. Okay, so masyadong mainit kasi. Okay, so let's continue class. So meron tayong tinatawag na amendment or substitution. Ibig sabihin class, hindi naman agad-agad pwede mong ipa-dismiss ang kaso or yung complaint or information na na-file laban sa iyo. Pero of course, meron pa niyang remedy. So ang amendment or substitution na tinatawag natin, so meaning nun, yung complaint or information may be amended. Ibig sabihin, pwede pa nating ma-edit yan, ma-amend, mapalitan, mabawasan, madagdagan, and so on. So in a form, okay, yung format niya or in substance. So yung substance, of course, yung content or nilalaman ng tinatawag natin class na complaint or information. Tama? So again, the complaint or information may be amended in form, yung format na sinusunod kasi may sarili niyang format or may standard na format na sinusunod. Then, or sa substance niya or nilalaman ng tinatawag natin na complaint or information. So, tandaan niyo, ano ba yung tinatawag natin class na leave of court? Ano yung pagkakaintindi niyo ng pagtawag natin or pag sinabi nating leave of court? Anong ibig sabihin nun? Okay, what is leave of court? Okay, a wall buster. What is leave of court? Sige, kayo, yung iba, it is not a wall. Ano yun? Okay, very good. So pag sinabi nating tama yan, Sir Duen, Mark Dueni. So pag sinabi nating leave of court class, you need to ask permission from the court or kailangan mong magpaalam muna sa korte. Okay? So pag na-encounter niyo yung term na leave of court, ibig sabihin, you need to ask permission from the court. So sinabi niya, without leave of court, ibig sabihin, hindi mo na kailangan pa mag-ask ng permission sa court kapag yung complaint or information na i-amend mo, kapag paano, kailan mo gagawin? Anytime. Kapag before, okay, bago before the accuses or accused enters his plea. So again, without leave of court, hindi mo na kailangan magpaalam pa kapag anytime before the accused enters his plea. So ang tanda nyo lang dyan na word is before. Kapag with leave of court, ibig sabihin, you need to ask permission first. Sorry, from the court. Okay, ibig sabihin kailangan niyo makuha yung permission nila before kayo makapag-amend ng complaint or information. Kailangan niyo class ng leave of court after, okay? After the plea and during the trial. Okay, again, kailangan niyo ng leave of court after the plea and during the trial. Pero class, formal amendment lang ang pwedeng ma-change, okay? So again, formal amendment will only be made. So dapat formal amendments na class. Ang ibig sabihin ng formal amendment? Ibig sabihin nun, yung format lang ang pwede mong pakialaman or pwede mong i-change, pwede mong bawasan, pwede mong dagdagan. Okay, yung format. Pero yung content or yung content na nilalaman ng pag-file mo ng complaint or information, hindi mo na yung pwedeng pakialaman. Again, ulitin natin. Pwede ba yung pag-amend ng complaint or information, pwedeng-pwede. Tinatawag natin yan na amendment or substitution. So, pwede mo i-amend yan, yung format in form, and of course, in substance, with leave of court, kapag kailangan mo ng permission of the court, kapag after, na-encounter yung word na after the plea and during the trial. Pero class, ang pwedeng mo lang ma-amend doon is on its formal amendment. Ibig sabihin, yung format lang ang kailangan mong i-change. Hindi mo pwedeng pakialaman yung content or substance ng tinatawag natin na complaint information. Without leave of court, kapag anytime, kapag before the accused enters his plea. So that's the time, without leave of court ka. Ibig sabihin, kahit hindi mo na kailangan magpaalam pa sa korte, pwede mo pwede mo nang i-change or pwede mo i-amend ang complaint information on the form and of course on the substance. Okay? So yan yung tinatawag natin na without leave of court. Kapag without leave of court, before, ang pwede mo ma-amend class yung form and substance. With leave of court, after, ang pwede mo lang ma-amend is on the formal amendment or sa form lang. Nakuha ba? Nakuha niyo class? Nakuha na sundan? So, ganun na
Yes,
nga.
sir.
Okay, so yan. So, pakibasa nga sino si Solicitor General. Okay, so si Dane Moico. Dane Moico, pakibasa sino si Solicitor General? Sige. Dane Moico. Sige.
Solicitor General may bring or defend action in behalf of the Republic of the Philippines or represent the people of the Philippines or the state in criminal proceeding before the SC and the CA.
Dito ngayong class, pag sinabi nating Solicitor General or si Solgen, of course, you are familiar with that. Ang Solicitor General class may bring or defend actions in behalf of the Republic of the Philippines or siya yung nagre-represent class ng people of the Philippines or the state in criminal proceedings before the Supreme Court and the Court of Appeals as well as yung mga international cases na ang biktima class or ang victim is yung people of the Philippines or yung Pilipinas mismo. Si Solgen ang tawag natin dyan, Solicitor General. So, ang nakunin, sir, nakuha niya yung nakunin nakunin. So, again, ang Solicitor General kasi, ibig sabihin nun, siya yung lawyer of the Philippines or the Council of the Philippines representing the Philippines or the people of the Philippines. Siya yung tinatawag natin na Solicitor General. Okay, ngayon, sino nga ba ang current Solicitor General ng Pilipinas? Sino si Solgen natin? Okay, again. Sino yung current Solicitor General ng Pilipinas class? Sino? Okay, again. Sino si Solicitor General? Ay, sino yung bago nating Solicitor General? Okay, si Guevara. Okay, si Guevara class ang current Solicitor General ng Pilipinas. So, ano yan natin? Okay, Bernardo Guevara. Okay, so yan class ang current Solicitor General. In case lang naman na itanong sa board exam. So again, pag tandaan niyo, pag sinabi ng Solicitor General, that is the council or that is the lawyer of the Philippines that represent the people of the Philippines or representing the people of the Philippines or the Republic of the Philippines class in criminal cases or in criminal proceedings in SC and CA or even in international courts. Okay, sila yung magpa-file class or sila yung magre-represent ng people of the Philippines. Tayo ang nare-represent. Okay, we have next. Okay, natapos na tayo class sa Rule 110, yung prosecution of offense. Dito naman tayo ngayon sa prosecution of civil actions. So, pag sinabi natin civil actions or mga civil liability class, of course, yung mga damages na na-incur niya, di ba? So, that is the civil action. So, tandaan nyo class, a general rule, palagi kong sinasabi, when a person or when a criminal action is instituted, the civil action is also deemed instituted. Ibig sabihin nun, when a person is criminally liable, he is also civilly liable. So, yan yung general rule natin. When the criminal action is instituted, ibig sabihin kapag ang criminal action na file yan, so karugtong yan or yung kalagip yan, yung tinatawag natin na civil action, nandiyan na rin yan, automatic. But of course, there are exemptions to that. Kung saan maging separate muna or i-separate, i-discuss or i-separate the trial and hearing, ang criminal action sa civil action. So these are the exemptions to the rule under the Rule 111. So that is WRI. So kapag winave niya muna, ni-reserve niya muna, and of course, ang pinaka-importante dito, institutes a civil action prior to criminal action. So ano yung tawag natin dito yung number 3 class? Institutes a civil action before action prior to criminal action. Anong ibig sabihin nun? Anong tawag natin dyan? Kapag mag-file ka ng, familiar ba kayo dyan? Yung number 3 kasi ang pinaka-importante dyan, palagi lumalabas sa board exam. Institute of civil action, ibig sabihin, unahin muna i-trial and hearing. So, you request it sa korte na unahin muna i-trial and hearing ang tinatawag natin na civil action. Whatever the result of the civil action, it will determine whether or not the criminal action will push through. Anong tawag natin doon? Familiar ba kayo o hindi? Wala? Wala ba class? Wala? Wala talaga? Hindi familiar? Hindi kayo familiar? Tama ba? Pangalan pa, Budget talaga ang pangalan niya, no? Budget, Gerolaga. Budget bang pupunaw? Hindi ko na,
Yes, sir.
Okay. Tapos,
Budget, sir.
tapos na yung recollection niyo?
Yes po. Bago lang, sir. Karon lang yung nakauli po.
Okay. Sabi na ako, dili ka na magpuli eh. Okay, sige.
Ay.
Si Duene Mark, sabi niya, prejudicial question. Okay, tama yan. Ang sagot natin dyan is prejudicial question. Ang prejudicial question class kasi uunahin muna or na-request mo sa korte na unahin mo na i-resolve ang civil case. Kung ano man yung magiging kalalabasan ng civil case class, it will determine whether or not the criminal case will push through. So, i-explain natin on the next slide. So, yan yung tinatawag natin class na prejudicial question. Instituted, sino sabi? Sir, unsa pasabot sa instituted? Ang instituted, ibig sabihin, you request sa korte na unahin muna trial and hearing ang civil cases or civil case before ang criminal case. So parang you request, okay, or you file na unahin muna ang civil case before sa criminal case. So parang you request or you file na nag-file ka muna na or nag-appeal ka muna sa korte na instead of unahin ang criminal case. Kasi di ba criminal case dapat kapag nag-file ka kasi ng criminal case, sunod na yung civil case. Pero kapag dito kasi sa civil action class, pwede mong i-request ngayon, yan yung exemption, na pwede ba judge or pwede ba court na unahin muna natin i-resolve ang civil case. Kung ano man yung magiging resulta ng civil case, doon mag-determine kung magpupush through pa ba or mag-continue pa ba ang criminal case. Okay, nakuha ba? So, but of course, dito natin, tandaan niyo, acquittal in criminal case does not bar the filing of the civil case. Hindi ibig sabihin na acquitted ka sa criminal case, hindi ka na pwedeng or hindi ka na guilty sa civil cases. So, di ba? Of course, meron tayong mga instances dyan. So, hindi ka nga makukulong, pero of course, may mga danyos rin na babayaran kapag nagkataon. So, dito tayo sa next slide. Okay, ang tinatanong ko kanina, ang tawag natin doon class is the prejudicial question. Okay, ang prejudicial question, of course, one which arises in a case, the resolution of which is the logical antecedent of the issue. So yun yung tanda niyo, logical antecedent of the issue involved therein, and the cognizance of which pertains to another tribunal. So ang ibig sabihin ng class, nakalagay dito, the previously instituted civil action involves an issue similar or intimately related to the issue raised subsequent criminal action. Ibig sabihin, yung civil case na final mo, it is connected sa criminal action rin. Kasi yun naman talaga ang general rule. So palaging sinasabi, the resolution of such issue, whatever the result of such issue class, it will determines whether or not the criminal action may proceed or may push through. Nakaba ninyo? Tandaan ninyo, yan yung tinatawag natin na prejudicial question. Again, general rule, when a person is criminally liable, he is also civilly liable. Or, in a simple words, kanina, when you institute a criminal action, ibig sabihin you file a criminal action, kalakip niyan ang civil action automatic. Pero, there are exemptions to the rule na pwede nating ihiwalay ang pag-institute or pag-file or pag-request na ita-trial and hearing kung ano yung mauna o sino yung mahuli. So dito class, sa prejudicial question, na-request natin sa korte na i-resolve muna ang civil action na similar rin sa criminal action, di ba? So kung ano man yung magiging resulta niyan, whatever the result of the civil action, it will determines whether or not magpo-push through pa ba ang criminal action. Okay, nakuha ba niyo? Nakuha, class? Bakit walang sumasagot? Baka nakatulog na kayo dyan, ha? Okay, okay na?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Okay na? Sige. Okay. So, yan yung tinatawag natin, class, na prejudicial question. So, yan yung tinatawag natin na logical antecedent of the issue. That is a prejudicial question. Okay, nakunin. So, kailangan natin when to file the petition for suspension by reason or a prejudicial question. Kailan tayo pwedeng mag-file ng petition for prejudicial question? Of course, class, during PI, dapat mag-file ka na ng tinatawag natin na petition for prejudicial question. So, pwede rin sa korte before the prosecution rests case, pwede. So, yan yung mga instances, class, na pwede ka mag-file ngayon ng tinatawag natin na suspension by reason of prejudicial question. Kasi nga, yung criminal case, ipapastop mo ngayon, okay, ipasususpend mo ngayon ang criminal case. Kasi nga, for the reason that there is a prejudicial question. Ibig sabihin, you already filed first or you requested first na itatrial and hearing muna ang civil case. Okay? Okay, saan naman tayo nagpa-file ngayon, class, ng petition for suspension by reason of prejudicial question? Of course, dalawa yan. We have the office of the prosecutor, pwede tayo mag-file doon. Secondly, of course, sa korte kung saan yung criminal action has been filed at the trial at any time before the prosecution rests its case. So, dalawa, prosecutor or pwede sa korte ang pag-file, class, ng prejudicial question. Okay, so we already discussed yung kahapon yung mga damages, di ba? Pag sinabi nating restitution, indemnification is payment, restitution is to restore, ang reparation naman is to repair, ayusin, di ba? So of course we will discuss that further as we go on. Then of course we have the rule 112 or the preliminary investigation or the PI. So pakibasa muna. Sino pwede magbasa? Si Sir Robin, nandyan. Okay, Sir Robin, pakibasa ng rule 112 or preliminary investigation. Thank you.
Rule 112, preliminary investigation. Preliminary investigation is an inquiry or proceeding to determine whether there exists sufficient ground and also to engender a well-founded belief that a crime has been committed and that the respondent is probably guilty thereof and should be held for trial. And of course, merely inquisitorial, the general rule is that preliminary investigation is required before filing of a complaint or information for an offense where the penalty is prescribed by law is at least 4 years, 2 months, and 1 day without regard to the fine. And PI is a personal statutory right.
Okay, so thank you. So we have the Rule 112, Preliminary Investigation or the PI. So tanda niyo class, pag na-encounter niyo yung term na PI or Preliminary Investigation, ang tanda niyo lang dyan, it is an inquiry or it is a proceeding. So again, it is an inquiry or proceeding to determine whether there is a probable cause existing. Okay, there is a sufficient ground, okay, na tinatawag natin. So that is the preliminary investigation. It is an inquiry or proceeding. So of course, class, ang kinukuha natin dyan, sabi niya to engender a well-founded belief that a crime has been committed and that respondent is probably guilty thereof and should be held for trial. Ano yung tinutukoy nito, class? Yung pangalawang paragraph na ito, yung pangalawang sentence na ito. Ang tinutukoy nito is that is PC or probable cause. Again, ang purpose ng preliminary investigation is to determine if there is a probable cause to engender a well-founded belief that a crime has been committed and the person must be probably guilty thereof. Okay? So pag sinabi nating probable cause or pag sinabi nating probable cause, so ano ba yung tandaan niyo pag sinabi nating probable cause? Okay, pag sinabi nating probable cause, ang tandaan niyo lang kasi sa haba-haba ng sa haba-haba ng definition ng probable cause. Ang tandaan niyo lang diyan, pag sinabi nating probable cause, that is if there is an existence of facts. Okay, again, if there is an existence of facts, yan yung tinatawag natin na probable cause. So again, ang probable cause, ang purpose yan is to ascertain or to determine if there is an existence of facts to engender a well-founded belief that a crime has been committed and the person must be probably guilty thereof. So yan yung tinatawag natin, class, na probable cause. Nakuha ba? So ano yung purpose ng probable cause? Yan yung to determine the existence of facts. Ano naman ang purpose ng PI? To determine the probable cause. Okay? So ang preliminary investigation, that is merely inquisitorial. Okay? So ang general rule natin, class, sa PI is required before filing of a complaint or information for an offense where the penalty prescribed by the law is at least 4-1. So ang 4-1 yan, of course, 4 years, 2 months, and 1 day without regards to the fine. Okay? So again, ulitin natin, as a general rule, ang preliminary investigation, class, is a requirement or it is a prescribed by law before filing the complaint or information kapag ang penalty niya is at least 4-1, 4 years, 2 months, and 1 day without regards to fine. So, ibig sabihin, kapag 4-1 ang penalty or punishment na nakomit mo na crime, yung PI class is a matter of right. Karapatan mo yon. So, kaya kailangan natin pagdaanan muna dito yung tinatawag natin na PI class. So, tandaan nyo, class, ang PI is a personal statutory right. Hindi yan siya tinatawag na constitutional right. Kasi of course, hindi yan binigay ng Constitution. Okay? So binigay yan ng rules of court or binigay yan ng tinatawag natin, class, ng special law. So again, sino nga ba ang nagkakandak ng preliminary investigation? Sino lang? Sino lang yung pwedeng magkandak ng preliminary investigation, class?
Prosecutor, sir.
Of course, only the prosecutor, class, are allowed to conduct PI. Then of course, we have the ombudsman and other, yung in the special cases, na inaalaw ngayon ng korte, na inaalaw ngayon ng batas natin. But of course, general rule, only the prosecutor are allowed to conduct preliminary investigation. Before, class, under the old rule, ang MTC judges are allowed to conduct PI before. Pero sa ngayon, under the new rule, class, dapat only the prosecutor are allowed to conduct preliminary investigation. Nakuha ba? Nakuha ninyo?
Yes, sir.
Okay, sige. Okay, dito naman tayo, class. So sinabi ko kanina, so merong mga officers or mga officers authorized by law to conduct preliminary investigation. Una dyan, we have the provincial or city prosecutors and their assistants, of course, kasi nga they are prosecutors pa rin. Then national and regional state prosecutors, pwede yan. Na third naman, other officers authorized by law such as the COMELEC, Ombudsman, and PCGG, of course, to conduct sa COMELEC yung mga election-related cases. Sa Ombudsman naman sa mga graft and corruption cases. And sa PCGG or yung Philippine Commission on Good Governance kapag sa mga ill-gotten wealth naman yan. So ang authority of the Ombudsman class, they are to make investigation extend to any illegal acts or omission of any public official or whether or not the same is committed in relation to his office o authority of the ombudsman, lalo na sa mga anti-graft and corruption or yung mga unexplained wealth act. Then, meron tayong tinatawag na authority of the PCGG or the Philippine Commission on Good Governance. Meron siya ng kapangyarihan to investigate and prosecute the ill-gotten wealth cases of former President Marcos, his relatives, associates, and graft and corruption practices cases that may be assigned by the President to the PCGG to files with the Sandigan Bayan and other current President or the Philippine Commission on Good Governance. Then, of course, the authority of the COMELEC, the investigation and prosecution of election-related cases or election-related offenses natin. So all in all, still ang prosecutor's class is the primary one that is allowed to conduct a preliminary investigation. So nakuha ba? Nakuha, class?
Yes ko.
Okay, so next tayo. Nakunin. Okay, so next tayo. Bakit tayo mag-function? Okay, so dito tayo of course sa when warrant of arrest may issue. Okay, of course nawala ako saglit. Sino 'yun? Judges ng MTC sir, pwede ba? Ang judges ng MTC under the old rule, pwede sila mag-conduct ng PI. Pero sa ngayon, under the new rule, hindi na sila totally, bawal na sila mag-conduct ng preliminary investigation. Mamaya i-explain ko sa inyo kung ano yung pwede nilang i-conduct. Okay, so again, ang MTC judges are not allowed to conduct preliminary investigation. PI rin ang tinakonduct nila pero hindi investigation. Mamaya i-explain ko sa inyo. Okay, dito. So, kailan or when warrant may issue or when warrant of arrest may issue. Nasa ano na ba tayo? Okay. So, ayan. So, dito tayo. So, when warrant of arrest may issue, class, of course, dapat, before tayo mag-issue ng warrant of arrest, of course, dapat merong tinatawag natin na probable cause. So, of course, ang probable cause, class, nasabi ko na yun kanina, it is a reasonable ground for belief in the existence of facts. So, kaya ang haba ng definition ng probable cause, ang tanda niya lang dyan is the existence of facts. Such facts and circumstances which would lead a reasonably discreet and prudent man to believe that an offense has been committed by the person sought to be arrested. So, ang haba ng definition ng probable cause, ang tanda niyo lang doon is the existence of facts. Yan yung purpose ng PI to determine the probable cause. Then, yan rin yung probable cause na yan, class, ang basihan before the judge can issue warrant of arrest. Okay? So, yan yung purpose niya to determine yung probable cause. So, sino ba ang nag-determine ng probable cause? Of course, the judge will determine the probable cause, class, in different cases. So, tandaan nyo kanina, sabi ko kanina, ang tinatawag natin na mag-conduct lang ng preliminary investigation is only the prosecutor. Ang prosecutor class, under the prosecutor class, ang tawag natin doon sa pag-conduct ng preliminary investigation, tinatawag rin natin yan minsan as executive determination of probable cause. Again, that is the executive determination of probable cause kasi again, saan ba nabilong si prosecutor under the three branches of the government? Si prosecutor class, nabilong yan sila, class, sa tinatawag natin na executive kasi under sila the Office of Department of Justice. And the DOJ is under the Office of the President. So, tandaan nyo, ang kinakonduct ng prosecutor is the preliminary investigation. Tinatawag natin yan na executive determination of probable cause. That is to hold the person for trial. Okay, that is the executive determination probable cause. So, that is, ginagawa yan ng public prosecutor, yung PI. Okay? So, dito naman, class, sa judicial determination of a probable cause, to issue a warrant of arrest. Okay, that is the to issue, class, ngayon yung tinatawag natin class ng warrant of arrest. Okay. So again, ang ginakandak ni public prosecutor class is the preliminary investigation or the preliminary investigation or the PI kasi nga tinatawag natin yan na executive determination of probable cause. Ang ginagawa naman class ngayon ni judge is the judicial determination of probable cause to issue a warrant of arrest. So trabaho naman yan class ng tinatawag natin na judge. Okay, again, trabaho yan ni judge to determine class or to issue yung tinatawag natin na warrant of arrest to determine the probable cause. Nakuha ba? So kung titingnan natin class, ang ginagawa or ang trabaho ni public prosecutor is to determine or to conduct preliminary investigation. Ang tinatawag naman natin na trabaho ni judge is to halimbawa sa mga MPC judges, ang trabaho naman nila is to conduct yung tinatawag natin na preliminary inquiry. Okay? So, preliminary inquiry. Nakuha ba? Preliminary inquiry or preliminary Okay, again, para mas isulat ko na lang siguro para hindi yung ano. Okay, so sa prosecutor, preliminary investigation. Okay. Tapos sa judges, okay, preliminary inquiry. Okay. So, yan yung tinatawag natin class na ginagawa nila. So, again, ang prosecutor, preliminary investigation, ang judges, preliminary inquiry. So, nakuha ba? Nasundan ninyo? Nasundan? Nandyan pa kayo? Nandyan? Okay, so yan yung tinatawag natin na ginagawa nila. Okay, so sige natin. So dito naman, when, okay, kailan an accused lawfully arrested without warrant. Okay, kailan, di ba? So of course, tandaan niyo meron tayong tinatawag na inquest. Okay, pag sinabi nating inquest class, that is, or inquest proceeding, that is an informal and summary investigation conducted by the prosecutor class or the private prosecutor in criminal cases involving a person arrested and detained without the benefit of warrant of arrest. So ano ba ang purpose ng inquest proceeding class? So kapag yung tao ay naaresto without the benefit or yung arresting officer walang dalang warrant of arrest during the execution of the warrant, wala siyang yung arestohin niya tapos wala siyang dalang warrant of arrest or inaresto niya through the power of warrantless arrest. Nung naaresto niya class, so kailangan niyang dalhin yon sa public prosecutor. So kapag yung police officer or arresting officer manunumpa doon sa public prosecutor, dapat alam niyo yun during your undergrad. Manunumpa siya doon na valid or legal ang pag-aresto niya sa tao na yon kasi nga caught in the act or hot pursuit or escapee siya. So pwede natin isabihin yon, okay? Na ganun ang naging sitwasyon. So kapag naging valid ang pag-aresto sa kanya kahit wala siyang dalang warrant of arrest during the time, so, of course, class, so pwede yan, diretso. Kapag hindi naman, papakawalan ngayon or i-release ngayon yan ng prosecutor kung illegal ba or invalid ang pag-aresto niya. So again, ang purpose ng inquest proceeding natin or inquest that is to determine whether or not the arrest made by arresting officer is valid or legal. Okay? So kasi nga, ang inquest proceeding, ginagawa yan ng public prosecutor to determine whether or not the arrest is legal or valid for those person arrested without the benefit of warrant of arrest. Ibig sabihin na aresto sila na during the time na pagkandak ng arrest, walang dalang warrant of arrest ng ating arresting officer. Nakuha ba? Nakuha niyo class? What is inquest proceeding? Nasundan? Wait. Kasi
Yes, sir.
Okay. So yun yung tinatawag natin class na inquest proceeding. Ang purpose niyan is to determine the legality or validity of arrest for those person arrested without the benefit of warrant of arrest. Yan yung tinatawag natin na inquest proceeding. Okay. Dito na tayo ngayon sa tinatawag natin na arrest. Okay, pakibasa muna sino to si Christopher Lee Kalapati. Christopher Lee Kalapati. Available ba ito? Hindi ko kasi narinig yung boses niya eh. Si Christopher Lee. Si Budget. May microphone ka ba, Budget? Wala? Okay. So, sige, dito na tayo. Si Dexter Dads. Sige, Sir Robin. Sir Robin, maganda yung, kasi maganda stable siguro ang connection ni Sir Robin. Sige, Sir Robin, Rule 113. Natulog ang water, sir. Ay, okay. No problem. Ay, no, walang problem. Ano, okay lang, okay lang. Sige, makinig lang. Sir Robin,
Okay.
pakibasa.
Rule 113 or arrest. Arrest taking of a person into custody that he may bound to answer the commission of an offense. Arrest signifies restraint on a person, depriving one of his will and liberty. Okay, we have modes of arrest. Number 1, arrest by virtue of valid warrant. And number 2, arrest without a warrant under exceptional circumstance. Who may issue a warrant of arrest? Okay, of course, the answer is judge.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so under the Rule 114 class, we have the arrest. Okay, pag sinabi nating arrest, yung iba pala nasa work, okay lang, walang problema. Makinig lang kayo or ano. So pag sinabi nating arrest class, of course, ang tanda nyo lang na ano dyan, na keyword is the taking. Okay, pag sinabi nating arrest, that is the taking of a person into custody that he may be bound to answer the commission of the offense, or that he or she be bound to answer the commission of the crime or offense. That is an arrest. So ang arrest class, it signify restraint on a person, depriving him or her of his own liberty or freedom. So, di ba? Of course, class, kapag na-aresto ka. So, ano yung ginagamit natin kapag sa kapag nag-aresto tayo? So, yung kaya nga pinapusasan natin kasi nga it signifies actual restraint on a person. So, of course, we have the modes of arrest. So, before tayo mag-aresto class, dapat meron talaga tayong general rule, meron talaga tayong warrant of arrest. Okay, we cannot arrest a person without warrant of arrest unless, of course, papasok doon sa mga exemption. So, meron tayong arrest by virtue of valid warrant of arrest. Of course, dala mo as arresting officer, yung warrant of arrest na yan, that is valid. Okay, that is a valid warrant. Pangalawa naman, arrest without a warrant under exceptional circumstances. So, yun yung mga tinatawag natin na arestuhin mo na walang warrant. Of course, meron tayong tinatawag na in flagrante delicto. Ibig sabihin, caught in the act of committing a crime or hot pursuit operation actually committing, has just been committed or previously o nakakommit ng crime, so pwede mo arestuhin yun. Or, ang pinakalas natin is escapo or escaping. So, yun yung mga tinatawag natin na arrest without a warrant of arrest under exceptional circumstances. Okay? Then, of course, sino class ang magkakandak ng warrant of arrest? Or sino ngayon ang mag-determine ngayon ng warrant of arrest? Of course, si judge. Okay? Tanda nyo ha? So, ganito kasi class. Kahit sabihin ni prosecutor na merong probable cause na nangyari or merong probable cause na determine. So, tanda nyo class kahit nasa prosecution pa lang or kay prosecutor pa lang ang kaso or ang complaint na tinatawag natin, kahit kay prosecutor pa lang, kapag nakitaan niya na walang probable cause, pwede niya na agad-agad ma-dismiss ang kaso class. Kapag nakitaan niya na probable cause, that's the time ipiprepare niya ngayon yung information na ipafile niya ngayon sa korte. So, kapag kahit nakitaan niya ng probable cause, kasi hindi niya naman pwedeng i-file doon sa korte, kapag nakitaan niya na walang probable cause, di ba? Parang niloloko niya yung sarili niya. So, kapag nakitaan niya ngayon na may probable cause doon, that's the time, ipa-file niya ngayon doon sa korte. Then, kapag si judge, hindi yan agad-agad mag-i-issue ng warrant of arrest class. Hindi yan agad-agad mag-i-issue, okay, pwede mo nang arreston. Hindi. Okay, so, i-determine ulit yan ni judge. He will personally examine yung na-file mo na information or na kaso doon. May probable cause. Sige, mag-i-issue ako ng warrant of arrest. Sige, arreston mo yung tao na to. Kapag walang warrant of arrest, walang probable cause rather, that's the time, agad-agad class, pwedeng i-dismiss ni judge ang kaso. Kasi nga, kahit sabihin natin na nakita ni prosecutor na may probable cause, tapos kapag dating kay judge, wala palang probable cause, walang magagawa si prosecutor. Kasi nga, si judge pa rin ang may last say. Siya yung mas makapangyarihan or may kapangyarihan class na i-release, di ba? So kahit sasabihin natin na nakita ni the prosecutor na meron, pagdating kay judge, walang magagawa si prosecutor, di ba? Kapag sinabi niya, okay, walang probable cause, order the release or i-dismiss natin ang kaso. So wala silang magagawa. Kasi nga, sino yung mag-i-issue ng warrant of arrest? Si judge. Pero kapag nakitaan niya na may probable cause, that's the time, agad-agad, maglalabas ang judge class or mag-issue siya ngayon ng warrant of arrest. Nakuha ba? Nakuha niyo, class? Nakita niyo na ang ating criminal procedure. Ganun lang kadali, class. Yung mamaya, i-explain natin. Ano na tayo? Kalma lang. Okay, so dito tayo. So, yan. Okay, nakuha na. Sige, dito tayo sa next slide. Okay. So, meron tayong tinatawag na sige. We have the kinds of determination of probable cause. Of course, na-explain ko na to kanina. Ulitin natin. We have the executive determination of probable cause. Ginagawa yan during preliminary investigation. Ang nagkakandak niyan is the judge. Okay? Ang judicial naman, ulitin ko, kanina na-explain natin, that is to ascertain whether a warrant of arrest should be issued against the accused or ginagawa yan ng judge natin. Ang preliminary inquiry class, that is, determines probable cause for the issuance of the warrant of arrest, while ang preliminary investigation naman, that is ascertain whether the offender should be held for trial or should be released. Dalawa. So again, arrest how made. So dalawa class, no? So actual restraint of a person, yung arestuhin talaga, or he voluntarily submit himself to the custody of a person making an arrest. Ibig sabihin, hindi na siya nanlaban, hindi na siya nagtago pa, so hindi niya na pinahirapan ang ating mga arresting officer. Okay, so dito tayo, class. So we have the period of effectivity of a warrant of arrest, class. So tandaan niyo, class, magkaiba ang tinatawag natin na validity of warrant of arrest sa execution niya. Ang validity niya, class, is lifetime. Tandaan niyo, ang validity ng warrant of arrest is lifetime. Ang execution niya is 10 days. Okay, so 10 days, class. Ganito kasi yan. Kapag sinabi niya under the rules of court na ang execution is 10 days, kapag hindi pa niya nahuli yung tao na yon within 10 days, so babalik lang. Anong gagawin ng tinatawag natin ng arresting officer? Babalik na siya ngayon sa judge, kukuha siya or maggagawa siya ng justification report or ng justification. Bakit hindi niya nakuha ngayon, class, ang tinatawag natin na tao na nakalagay doon sa ating warrant of arrest, di ba? Hindi niya nahuli si Carlo Dalisay. So that's the time, class. Yung warrant of arrest na yon, it will serve as a standing warrant or minsan tinatawag natin yan na alias warrant, di ba? Yun yung ano natin, yan yung tinatawag natin na alias warrant. Again, after 10 days on the execution, pagdating sa board exam, what is the execution? 10 days. Kapag hindi niya pa nahuli within 10 days, so babalik na siya ngayon sa korte. Tapos mag-justify siya doon bakit hindi niya nahuli o bakit hindi niya nahuli. Then after that, yung warrant of arrest na yun, it will serve as a standing warrant or it will serve as an alias warrant or anytime effective pa rin yun. Okay? Kasi nga lifetime ang kanyang validity ng warrant of arrest. Nakuha ba ninyo? Nakuha ba? Nakuha, class. Okay, so okay na ba? Okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so may other term po ba yung execution? Ang validity, ang execution, class, other term for execution, ano ba? Parang wala. Execution or ano siguro, pag-deliver, pwede, delivery of the warrant of arrest, 10 days, execution. Kapag may na-encounter kayo, sabihan niyo ako, baka meron. Okay, so far, ang execution or the delivery, so parehas na yan. Sir, ma-search warrant po ba? Ano yung same as search warrant? Iba yung search warrant. Mamaya, pupunta tayo sa search warrant. Dito muna tayo sa warrant of arrest para hindi kayo maghalo-halo yung ano niyo, yung nasa isip niyo. Kasi iba kasi ang search warrant. Iba naman ang kanyang validity and execution. Sa warrant of arrest muna tayo. So dito, class, tandaan niyo, okay, pag-uusapan muna natin ang warrant of arrest. Okay, sa warrant of arrest ba, class, kailangan ba, okay, halimbawa, inaresto ka or allowed ba yung tinatawag natin na general warrant? Okay, allowed ba ang general warrant sa warrant of arrest? Allowed ba? Or hindi kayo familiar sa general warrant? Hindi kayo familiar sa general warrant? Tama ba ako? Tama o tama?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Ang pag sinabi nating general warrant class, okay? Pag sinabi nating general warrant, ibig sabihin, ang warrant of arrest na ibibigay sa iyo or yung arestuhin ka, hindi nakalagay doon ang pangalan mismo. Okay? Hindi nakalagay doon ang pangalan mismo ng arestuhin. Minsan tinatawag natin yan na Jane Doe warrant, okay? Yun yung tinatawag natin na Jane Doe class, Jane Doe, and John Doe. Okay? John Doe warrant. Ibig sabihin, class, ang Jane Doe, ibig sabihin, babae, alam mo na babae yung arestuhin mo, pero hindi mo alam kung anong pangalan niya. John Doe warrant naman, lalaki yung arestuhin mo, pero hindi mo alam ang pangalan niya. So, ibig sabihin, that is a general warrant. Is it allowed under the law? Of course, class, hindi yan pwede under the law. Okay? Kasi nga, same as true with search warrant, dapat specific ang nakapangalan. Ikaw, okay na ba sa'yo? Naarestuhin ka tapos walang pangalan tapos ano ba? Okay? So yan yung scatter something ba yun sa warrant? Yes. Ibig sabihin, dapat class kapag inaaresto kayo or kapag you are a police officer, dapat kapag nang-undergo kayo ng or ine-execute nyo yung warrant of arrest, dapat alamin nyo na siya talaga yung nakalagay dyan. Kasi kapag that is general warrant, that is not allowed. It should be specific. Okay? Same as true with search warrant, di ba? Ang search warrant dapat nakalagay doon ang mga kukunin mo lang. Okay? So mamaya i-explain na natin yung search warrant. Pero dito sa warrant of arrest class, tandaan nyo, general warrant is not allowed. Same as to sa search warrant, general search warrant is not allowed. Dapat specific yan. Specific kung sino yung aarestuhin mo. Specific kung sino yung sila or alam ba, 3 or 4 yung arestuhin mo dapat. So dapat specific ang mga pangalan nila. Kaya nga, kapag arestuhin kayo na wala doon, hindi mo naman pangalan yun, nagkamali ng spelling, nagkamali lahat-lahat, hindi naman ikaw yon, so huwag kang sumama. Kasi nga, that is not allowed under the rules of court. Dapat, it should be specific ang nakalagay doon. Okay? So, hindi naman pwedeng sabihin, ikaw ba si Jane Doe? Okay? Bakit naging Jane Doe ang pangalan ko? Ikaw naman, sumama ka naman sa mga arresting officer, mali yun, class. Kasi nga, under the rules of court, general warrant is not allowed or Jane Doe or John Doe warrant is not allowed. It should be specific kung sino yung arestuhin na tao na yon. Nakuha ba? Nakuha ba ninyo, class? Okay, so yan yung tinatawag natin na warrant of arrest. Citizens arrest, same po ba sa hot pursuit? Okay, explain natin dito. Okay. So dito, class, arrest without warrant when lawful. So of course, exemptions natin dyan is lawful warrantless arrest. Ang in flagrante delicto, class, yan yung tinatawag natin na caught in the act of committing a crime. So that is the in flagrante delicto, caught in the act na kinukumit niya ang crime. Then pag sinabi natin doctrine of hot pursuit na lang, sir, yung bench warrant. Yung bench warrant, sa ano lang yan, sa ibang bansa, pero meron din yan sa Pilipinas. Yung bench warrant, ibig sabihin, anytime, parang ano rin siya, parang standing warrant, parang alias warrant, bench warrant, so anytime, pwede mong kunin. Okay? Pero, hindi na masyadong ginagamit yan dito sa Pilipinas. Kaya ang palaging dito is alias warrant or the standing warrant. Pero same lang naman yan sila. So, yun yung mga other terms lang nila. So dito tayo sa doctrine of hot pursuit. Ang doctrine of hot pursuit, class, ibig sabihin, you have the personal knowledge of arresting officer that a crime had in fact just been committed is required. Kakatapos lang, okay? Actually committing has just been committed and about to commit a crime. So that is what we call doctrine of hot pursuit. Then of course, ang escapee. Ang tinatanong kanina dito ang tinatanong dito kanina ni sino to? Si Feliciano ba? Hindi. Si Sir Victor. Citizen arrest coach, same po ba sa hot pursuit? Ang citizen's arrest class, ibig sabihin yan, actually term lang yan. Ibig sabihin, that is a arrest rendered by a private citizen. Kapag, of course, kapag private citizen ka, same pa rin ang process. Pero sabihin mo na inaaresto kita, I am a private citizen na nagkasala ka, but take note, class, kapag nag-aresto kayo as a private citizen, dapat i-turn over nyo agad yan sa public officer or sa mga police officer, law enforcement officer natin. Naka? Hindi mo yan pwedeng i-keep. Kasi nga, although you exercise yung citizen's arrest, kasi nga you are a private citizen, you are a concerned citizen, so yan yung tinatawag natin na kailangan mo pa rin i-turn over yon. Kapag hot pursuit po sir, di ba wala na siya PI, matic summary procedure? Hindi naman. Meron pa ring PI yan. Meron pa ring PI class i-undergo pa rin yung tinatawag natin class ng preliminary investigation. So kapag depende sa crime na na-commit niya. Okay? So kasi ang summary procedure, no trial and hearing, may mga certain crimes na doon class. Ang summary procedure kasi is yung mga rental laws sa traffic, sa bouncing check law, and so on. So mag-undergo pa rin yan ng preliminary investigation. Meron pa rin due process. Okay? Nakuha ba? Nakuha ba, Sir Joseph? Meron pa rin class so dapat alam niyo yung mga crimes lang na belong doon or kailangan ng tinatawag natin na summary procedure. Okay, so dito tayo. So of course class, ito yung mga exemption and flagrante delicto, doctrine of hot pursuit, and of course SKT. Then ano naman yung time of making an arrest? Okay, what is the time of making an arrest? So that is any day at any time of the day or night, even on Sunday. Any time of the day or night class ang time of making an arrest. Okay, night or even on Sunday. Kahit holiday pa yan, birthday mo yan, anniversary, wedding day, so lahat class, any time of the day or night. So that is the time of making an arrest. Kaya nga, anytime. May nagtanong, sir, ano yun, habang kinakasal ka, sir, pwede ka bang arestuhin? Habang kinakasal ka, pwede ka bang arestuhin? Pwede?
Sir.
Pwede ba? Pwede? Kapag habang kinakasal ka, of
Yes,
course
sir.
pwede. Kasi anytime of the day or night. Wala yung silang pakialam. Sabi kasi ng rules of court, anytime of the day or night. So then of course, the method of arrest by private person, tinatawag natin yung class na citizen's arrest. It is arrest affected or affected by a private person, but of course, dapat alam mo rin class na turn over yan sa ating local authorities. Okay? So, before tayo mag-break, kasi masyadong mainit, no? Inom muna tayo ng tubig. Okay, before tayo mag-break, may question ako sa inyo, class. How about ganito? Meron tayong 4 na suspect. Tapos, na-identify yung isa. Okay, halimbawa, si Cardo. And pwede mo ilagay, Cardo Dalisay and 3 other John Does. Ibig sabihin, na-identify si Cardo Dalisay. Tapos, yung tatlo, i-identify pa. John Does, ibig sabihin, may 3 pang lalaki na hindi na-identify ngayon, pwede ba yon? Allowed ba yon sa korte? Ay, allowed ba yon? Mag-issue ng warrant of arrest? Allowed ba yon, class? Allowed? Yes or no? Of course, allowed yon. Kasi nga may na-identify na isa. So baka yung na-identify niya na isa, siya yung magiging rason or siya yung magiging, di ba? Siya yung dahilan na pwedeng ma-identify rin yung remaining na 3 natitirang suspect natin. So again, pag sinabi nating warrant of arrest, that is the issued of course, by the judge. Okay, para kapag na-determine niya that there is a probable cause, so ang validity of warrant of arrest, lifetime, execution 10 days, after 10 days na hindi niya pa na-aresto, pupunta siya ngayon sa judge kung bakit hindi niya na mag-justify siya doon. Then it will serve as a standing warrant, as an alias warrant, or it is a bench warrant, and so on. So then, of course, we have the arrest without warrant of arrest. Of course, without warrant of arrest or lawful, without warrant of arrest na dala. Flagrante delicto, doctrine of hot pursuit, escapee. Then, of course, when is the time of making an arrest? Any time of the day or night, even Sunday, holiday, lahat-lahat class. Christmas, New Year's, wala tayong pakialam doon kasi that is under the rules of court. Then methods of arrest by a private person, yan yung citizen's arrest. It is an arrest effected by a private person. Okay? So, yun class, ang warrant of arrest, mamaya, ma-explain na natin ang search warrant. So, face by face. Natapos na natin ang prosecution of offense, prosecution of civil action, we have the preliminary investigation, then we have arrest. So mamaya, pupunta na tayo sa tinatawag natin na bail. Okay? So, yan. Step by step lang. Okay? So, yan. So, kain muna or mag-break muna. Then, i-ano ko muna to, i-convert ko muna yung ating recorded lecture para tuloy-tuloy na mamaya. Okay? So, same link.